I am Javed Ahmed, Department of Mathematics, Jamshedpur Women's College. This video is meant for the honors students of semester 4, paper 9th, which contains ring theory and linear algebra 1. Presently, we shall discuss the concept of ring, field and integral domain, and later on we shall discuss about linear algebra 1. Here we define a ring. A non-empty set R together with two binary operations of addition and multiplication is called a ring if elements of R satisfy the following conditions or axioms or postulates. Students are free to write either conditions or axioms or postulates, and conditions are as follows. Number 1, R plus is an abelian group. It means that the set R is an abelian group under the operation of addition, and students are familiar with the concept of abelian group. You can elaborate also point-wise, that is, you can write R is closed with respect to the operation of addition, R satisfies associative law under this same operation, and R has an additive identity, that is 0 belongs to R, and each element possesses an additive inverse, and sum of any two elements is equal to sum of other two, that is A plus B is equal to B plus A. Second condition is R dot, where dot denotes the sign of multiplication, is a semi-group, that is R is closed under multiplication, that is AB belongs to R. This implies AB belongs to R. And second condition is elements of R satisfy associative law under multiplication, that is AB dot C is equal to A dot BC for all ABC belongs to R. For a group to be a semi-group, the set or the elements of the set must satisfy the closure law and associative law. And the third main condition for a set to be a ring is that distributive laws hold in R, that is A plus BC is equal to AC plus BC, C dot A plus B is equal to CA plus CB. This may be called as right distributive law, and this is called left distributive laws. Next point is a ring having multiplicative identity element called unit element or unity element is called a ring with unity. In the above definition, there has nothing mentioned about unity element of the ring. If a set has no unity element, in spite of that set will be a ring. In addition to the above conditions as given in the definition of ring, a ring having multiplicative identity element is called unit element or unity element, or multiplicative identity element is called a ring with unity. And another point is a ring R whose elements satisfy commutative law under multiplication, that is AB is equal to BA for all AB belongs to R is called a commutative ring, and these are the varieties of ring. Initially we have defined the ring or given the definition of ring and how a ring is said to be a ring with unity element and how a ring is said to be commutative. It is quite clearly that a ring has multiplicative identity, then that ring is said to be a ring with unity element, and if a ring is commutative under the operation of multiplication, then that ring is said to be a commutative ring. And now we are giving some examples. Example 1, I plus dot, where I is the set of integers, is a ring. It is a ring with unity for 0 belongs to I such that 0.1 is 0. 1 belongs to I is said to be multiplicative identity. If A dot 1 is equal to 1 is equal to 1 dot A for all A belongs to I, and it is true for all A belongs to I, and students are familiar with the concept of multiplicative identity as they have already studied in the chapter of group theory. And so I plus dot is a commutative ring because the product of any two integers follows the commutative law or commutes with each other. Example 2, mi plus dot is a commutative ring, but it is a ring without unity element. If you multiply the set of integers by any non-zero number, you will get a system mi plus dot, and this will be a commutative ring, as students can verify easily. And example 3 is r plus dot, that is where r is a set of real numbers, is a commutative ring with unity element. Third example is q plus dot, where q is the set of rational numbers, is a commutative ring with unity element. Because 1 is also a rational number, so it is a ring with unity element, and two rational numbers commute with each other, so the system is a commutative ring. And example 4 is the set of all n by n matrices is a non-commutative ring with unity element, or simply you can say with unity. As you know that the product of any two matrices in general is not commutative. And third point is the non-zero elements AB belongs to R are called proper divisors of 0. If AB is equal to 0, this is equal to BA. This says that if the product of any two non-zero elements is 0, then A is said to be a 0 divisor and B is said to be a 0 divisor or proper divisors of 0. Let us take an example. The ring of numbers don't have 0 divisors. Why? For there exists no two non-zero numbers such that their product is 0. You know better about it. There exists no two real numbers. There exists no two non-zero real numbers whose product is 0. But the ring of matrices has 0 divisors. For example, if A is equal to 1 0 0 1, it is a 2 by 2 matrices. It is a 2 by 2 non-zero matrix. And similarly we take B is equal to 0 1 0 1, and which is again a non-zero matrix. And whenever you multiply A by B, you will get a zero matrix. Here you see that the product of two non-zero matrix is a zero matrix. So we can say that the ring of matrices has 0 divisors. The ring of integers with addition and multiplication modulo 6 is a ring with 0 divisors. For 2 into 6 3 is equal to 0, so that 2 and 3 are 0 divisors. Number 4, a ring R is said to be without 0 divisors if product of two non-zero elements of R is not 0. That is, if AB is equal to 0, where AB is not equal to 0 belongs to R. This implies A is equal to 0 or B is equal to 0, or both A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 0. Number 5, a ring R containing at least two elements is said to be an integral domain if it is a commutative ring with unity element without 0 divisors. Integral domain can also be defined like this: a ring R is said to be an integral domain if R has unity element, R is a commutative ring, and R has no 0 divisors. Thank you.